blue Innovatech. So blue, basically the color for PESEC, but I mean this is not just for PESECans, it's for Ghana. Okay, so it is where we showcase what we are doing, get to know ourselves, and then be able to spread the good news about solutions that Ghanaians are building on all our portals, all our platforms. Okay, and so Tony is not from PESEC, and so he also has a group of developers, a group of people he works with, and so he shares what we discuss here of them. Other people also join from other places, and so this is our way of like pushing getting the message out there that this is what is happening, this is the latest trend, this is the thing to adopt. Okay, and so we are glad to have Kofi Honu from the US. And so
good evening everybody. It's still afternoon here in the US, but I guess this is Ghana centric, so
sure.
Good evening, and I will first of all welcome you all and thank Blue Innovatech and particularly Dr. Mante for putting this together. This is awesome, and I think some good advancements and opportunities for collaboration are going to come out of this. Anyway, let me get straight to my presentation. My name is Kofi Honu. I am the founder and owner of Plotam.com, and Plotam, which you can see on the screen right now, is a real estate listing platform. Why another real estate listing platform? There are several out there. So what Plotam is trying to do is to reach out to the informal sector of the real estate market. There's a large untapped real estate market in Africa. Starting with Ghana, we're trying to merge the formal and the informal sector. So what does the informal sector need? They need money to rent and to buy, especially the middle income to lower income people. Then they also need a good central place for them to find properties to fill that need. There's studies that have been conducted that show that there's like a 1 to 2 million household real estate deficit in Ghana. And it's not that there are no properties in Ghana, for instance, but it's because there isn't that smooth, coherent mechanism of a centralized mechanism of getting these properties to be listed, and also getting what is listed to be known to both the formal and the informal, but particularly the informal sector. You all know that when you travel around Ghana, you see a lot of makeshift signs, charcoal signs written in charcoal and chalk on walls, nailed to a tree, house for rent. And these days you see posters printed out and all over Accra, house for rent and all that. And it's solving the problem a little bit, but it could be better, as I'm sure you will agree. I know I've spoken to people who, when they are looking for a property to rent, an apartment to rent, for instance, let's say you live in Accra and you are a young nurse, you've been posted to, let's say, Dakrade or some Kukurentumi or someplace. You don't know anyone there. You basically have almost no mechanism to find listings, to find a room to rent. Somebody who has a boys' quarters or a nice apartment in that your destination may not list on Gigi, they may not be listed on the other platforms, the Tonathons, and for whatever reason. So what Plotam is trying to do is encourage, provide the mechanisms and encourage the bringing together this informal sector, this unlisted properties, bringing them to this young nurse who is about to go out there to rent, so that she does not have to spend the money to go all the way there, spend 2-3 days walking the streets and asking. Most people, what they do is walk the streets and ask, do you know anybody who is renting? Do you know anybody who is renting? And you know, I realized that it can be costly for them, and at the end of 2 days of walking around, they still might not find anything. So anyway, in short, Plotam is trying to bring technology into play to solve this problem. Plotam is a work in progress, and I want to stress that. It's a work in progress. We're still studying the market and how to perfect and fine-tune the product market fit, how to fine-tune it to solve this problem. So what I'm going to show you is the product as it is right now, and then I'll show you a few slides of just to explain where our mind is. Okay, so this is the website. Plotam is a website, and it's also available on both the Android and the iOS platforms. So so I come in as a user and somebody, a potential renter. What I will do is I can come in and search, let's say, for a place to rent, let's say in Koforidua. And that takes me to properties that are available for renting Koforidua. As you can see at the top of the screen, there's a filter which I can use to filter the number of beds and baths and price and the property types I'm looking for. So you can look at details of some of them. Whatever you fancy, you can look at the details. And then there's a phone number that's available, that's listed, entered by the lister for you to contact them. It's a very simple interface for now. The data sets and the types of the data points, the kinds of data that we collect can get richer, and it's all a work in progress. Right from there, I can go search, say, Achimota. And again, we have phone numbers to contact, and you can also the person can also send an email, put in their own email, and send a message to the lister. This goes into the email, to the email address of the person who listed the property. As you can see at the top here, we have My Properties, which is if you are somebody who wants to list properties, you log in. Few slides of what Plotam is about. So what Plotam is trying to do a little differently is it wants to present listings on a map, so that you have an idea of where the listing is located. It helps you with decision making, as in, is it closer to my job? Is it going to be, is it going to be next to a school or a trash dump? If so that you have some information, you're able to make some decisions and do some selection before you actually decide to travel to, say, Takoradi to look at that property. Sometimes the agent who's going to show you the property in Takoradi does not tell you that your property is in the middle of nowhere, you are by yourself, and so when you display it on a map for the user, they have a better idea of where the potential property will be, or listing apartment will be. Listing on the map takes roughly a minute. Very quickly. Plotam is trying to make it very easy to list a property, both for agents and for just regular landlords. It's also easy to search for properties, as I demonstrated. So the target demographic, like I said earlier, we're trying to reach the informal sector. We're trying to also make sure that we bring in the low to middle income market. So some of the burdens in the market currently are, burdensome fees. Fees are high, agent fees are high, and so currently Plotam is all for free. And so it makes it easy for low-income people to also enter. Somebody who has a boys' quarters that's going to rent for 100 or 200 Ghana a month doesn't have much to pay to an agent to list that property. So Plotam is trying to make it very much more inexpensive. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll come back to this. Okay, so we're logged in, and so as you can see on the right here, I have some listings here without pictures. I can start to list a new property, and I want to list something for rent. You go through these motions where you're going to list at, let's say, Roman Ridge. And I can zoom in and say, okay, it's in Roman Ridge, but I want it exactly, it's right there. This is the exact location, right next to the Power Tennis Club. And this is where I enter the details. And that's the phone number. Let me do it, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. All right, let me put, let's say for now I don't have any pictures, but if I had pictures, I would upload with this section here. And I can continue and list another one almost immediately. And it's listed right there. That's this one. Of course, as I said, I didn't put any picture. I can go in and edit. I can edit the location and move it around, move it a little bit, and I can unlist it if it has been taken by somebody. I can come here in either delete or unlist it, and that says unlisted right here. So, in short, everything that we see that just happened on Plotam on the website can be done on the mobile apps. Any questions so far? If I say I'm selling, you can use your current location. So if you are standing at the property physically, you can use your current location or your GPS location. So if your phone or your laptop is able to get GPS location, you get the current location. Or you say, let me pick the location, where it will just place a marker on the map, and then you just zoom around and just put the location wherever you think is the correct place. Or the other one, the third one, which is what we just implemented, is entering the city. So again, the city, it places it in a general spot in the city, and you are allowed to drag it to the correct location still. So GPS, maybe you are referring to Asasi GPS, Ghana GPS, Ghana Post GPS, which is the next thing that we are looking to implement, because that seems to, if you know your Asasi GPS, which a lot of people do know their products, their properties, Asasi GPS, then that could be a fourth way of entering the location of the property. So I was talking to Dr. Mante last week, and he's trying to link me up with Asasi GPS people so I could talk with them about implementing that. It will take essentially signing up with them and saying, if I give you an Asasi GPS number, ID, a code, you will give me back the latitude, longitude, and then I put it on the map. That the system is trying to do. We're trying to get on social media. So I don't know if I showed it to you, but each of these listings can be shared on social media. So for instance, I'm in Koforidua and I'm the owner of these properties, or I'm just browsing and I like this house, for instance. I can decide to share it on Facebook, and it goes straight to Facebook. And if you're a Facebook friend of mine, you've probably seen a lot of my sharing recently. So we're trying to share on listings on Facebook and implement for WhatsApp, for the Android and for the iOS versions. Those are a work in progress. But for the website, sharing is possible on social media. We're also looking to partner with established professionals in real estate, agents and developers and subject matter experts and or whatever related professionals and organizations. There's a lot of business opportunities, a lot of ideas that can be explored with friendships and partnerships with various groups. I've already talked about product development, that we're fine-tuning the product market fit, and user experience is still a work in progress. And Tony, I'm sure you have some good ideas for me. Hopefully you tell me that one and not hide even though I come from an artistic background, I studied architecture in college. I've been a software developer for the past 20 years. I can make the website look decent, but it will not be cutting edge as Tony would do it. So the UX and UI are a work in progress as well. Monetization is also a hot topic on the Plotam's to-do list. As we get traction and a larger customer base, we are confident that the opportunities for monetization will emerge naturally. We have some ideas, and some of them I'm sure you've already thought about and that are obvious, but we don't want to let the idea of the thought of monetization slow things down for now. What we're trying to do is serve the market and think about monetization later on. Well, not too late, but that's secondary. Thank you.